Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namah Hari Om. Welcome to all to today's session of Satsang, which we are having every day for half an hour. The purpose, as envisaged by Anilji, who's here with us, and myself, was that we should meet every day so that we can stay on the spiritual path and share the daily learnings and challenges that we meet. Otherwise, unless we have satsang, we tend to lag behind. And to guide us, we are taking some scriptures. We have already done one scripture called Sadhana Panchkam, and now we are studying Bhaj Govindam. Both these texts were written by Adi Shankaracharya, who's regarded as the, call him founder or father or the exponent of Advaita Vedanta. And he set up the 4 Shankaracharya Pithas to carry forward what he had taught for a very short time of 32 years. So, last time we discussed a couple of points which I thought were very essential to understand what he is saying. One of them was that he had mentioned, do that which will help you in the end. So, what we understood was, the end means death, and do that where you are no longer fearful of death. And it's a difficult concept to understand. What Advaita Vedanta says is that normally we go around associating ourselves, I, with this body, mind and intellect. But the truth is that I am not this body, mind or intellect. I am Shuddha Chaitanya, called Atma when I am referring to this body, and Paramatma if I am referring to the Jagat, the entire creation, or even beyond. I mean, it's not limited, it's everything is Paramatma. So is this something new, Anu and Jyoti, or is it something you are familiar with these terms? You are muted?
Yeah, we are aware of these terms.
Okay, wonderful. So we can then progress faster. So now, what is it that we are doing which will not save us at the time of death? He has taken the first slok and said, you can mute yourself if you want, yeah. He says that you are following rote learning of the Sanskrit grammar. This will not save you in the end. So, why do you think it's like that? Why will it not save us in the end? Anu and Jyoti. You have to unmute yourself.
I don't know.
So, you see, this is a very simple thing. That's why I asked you whether the concept is clear. It's a very simple thing, and incidentally, Vedanta is very logical. So, when you are pursuing the worldly things, you will only get worldly attainments. Whereas we have just said, Atma is not body, mind and intellect. So by pursuing the worldly things, will you get the Atma? So it's as simple as that. And that is why the importance of knowing your goal in life. If you know your goal in life, only then you can achieve it. If your goal in life is to have fame and name and money, then that is what you will get. But if your aim in life is to know yourself, who you are, and that is Atma, which is also Paramatma, and the Mahavakya in the Vedas is Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi, which means I am Brahman. So, if you have to realize this, what do you have to do? Do you have to stop earning money? You have to answer this question.
I think we have to stay within the realm where money is important. It is part of your living, and at the same time, try and strike a balance, I guess.
So, you are right. The way that is prescribed is called Karma Yoga. Right? We'll talk at length of Karma Yoga, but basically it means whatever you do, you don't be attached to that or the results, but do it with complete dedication and offer whatever you do to God. So what happens is, you may earn, but you don't develop asakti ki that is a be all and end all. So the warning is, don't make it as an end of your life. That is not the goal. That is only the means. And it becomes a means if you purify yourself, knowing fully well this is temporary. No bar to earning, no bar to having fame or anything, and pursuing what you wish to pursue. But caution, don't make it an end. It becomes an end because one cannot think beyond it. मेरे को पैसा ही चाहिए, मेरे को फेम ही चाहिए, इसमें मुझे खुशी है, वगैरह वगैरह. So that is the implicit warning, right? So the first 3 shlokas, he's taken various pitfalls. One of them is the pitfall of lokeshna. Lokeshna means wanting things that give you power, fame, money in the world. It stands for that. Then anything that makes you important, acknowledgement. Then vitteshana, the craving, the thirst for making more and more, whether it is money or whether it is anything else of the world. It could also be that you want to set up many monasteries and many ashrams or dig many wells or anything. It's just a question of you want more and more. There's a thirst for these without understanding why you're doing it. The attachment being कि मैं कर रहा हूँ तो बहुत बढ़िया है. For my own good. Maybe स्वर्ग मिल जाएगा or things like that. And third thing is that he has warned of misuse of this sense of which the God has given in us for having progeny. If we are not controlled, we may become lustful. That is a very big pitfall, and it is being pointed out by Bhagavan Adi Shankar when he was a bachelor. Since the age of 8 he was a sannyasi, but he had understood the world and seen that these are the pitfalls. So this text pursues what is called Viprit Bhavna, and that is you see, he's showing you the negative side. This will not help you. Then you apply your mind to see how and what will help you. So he gives a chorus, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Murmurate, which is remember God through your actions, Karma Yoga, remember God through Bhakti Yoga, and remember God or seek God through Gyan Yoga. So 3 Bhaj Govindams give you 3 separate routes depending on your nature. In Gita, Bhagavan Krishna has said in the 10th chapter, verses 10 and 11 or 11 and 12, that whoever is my bhakt, then I give him the knowledge of self-realization. So one has to have faith in the words of the God, in the words of the scripture, and the words of the Guru. In this path, that is very important. Because this is a path where Atma and Paramatma are not seen. There is no way of perceiving these. But the Guru, the scriptures, they can point and make you follow a path that you can say, yes, I am where I should be. Right? Any questions so far? Anilji? Anything you would like to share out of yesterday and today?
My suggestion would be Anu and Anuji and Jyotiji kind of, if they tell in their words, what have they kind of, or what, where they are, then the dialogue would be more productive. Because in which space they are, whatever you spoke, what has reached them, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So if they tell a little bit about their understanding of Vedanta or where they are, then I think the conversation would be more fruitful.
Great. Anuji, would you like to try just in your own words what we have discussed?
Yeah. Anilji, unlike, both of you are very, you're deep into Vedanta philosophy. We are just at the beginning, and I understood what Arunji was trying to say, that, we don't have to get ourselves attached to, whatever, like karma yoga, whatever we have to do in this world for some, to earn a living or whatever, but don't get yourself fully attached to it, or, lust towards it, or, go for a higher this thing. You should know it's just a means to an end, and that's where it should end. It should not be, it should not become like all important part of your living. There are more deeper aspects to it. We are just beginners, so we just
but wonderful.
bear with us.
No, Anuji, sorry. That was not my intention. My intention was that whenever, both sides speak, we get to understand.
Yes.
So you have very well said what, major part of what Arunji has said. Jyoti ji, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
Just like Anu said, for us it's just the beginning. First time I think I'm hearing some of this kind of, interaction. And even what I feel is like, we have to go, we have to really go deeper, like what is our purpose, and we don't even have to have parameters or something, like we don't have to define ourselves, like how do we, in terms of our aims and goals in life. Our goal should be like, now we are, like I'm already in my 50s, and I feel that now it's a stage where I need to find myself deeper, like what is my actually purpose, what gives me joy, what eventually, I'm seeking for. And as you also mentioned that prayers or chanting, whatever these ways, like a guru, these are all the means to give you a path, and it makes you, it reinforces that, okay, you're walking the right path, and eventually you will, it's going to lead you, you're in the right space and you're going to go forward. So that's what I feel here.
So, Arunji insists that, whatever we are kind of discussing, how it is helping in our everyday life. I want to share, Arunji, कि आज मेरा मन बहुत विचलित था और अभी भी मतलब 80% ठीक हो गया है, but 20% अभी भी discomfort है. और I think the primary reason for this is like I with a client, and today when I was working with them, I was seeing that I'm not able to help them, and मेरा जो attachment है कि नहीं मैं help ही करूँ, that is what has created kind of this discomfort inside me. And despite knowing this, I think it is few hours, there was disturbance in my body, वो attachment जो है और रहा 80% गया है, but आज मैं disturbed रहा.
Yeah, that's very nice, and Rajeev, for sharing that, and that gives an idea to the young sadhaks that despite all the learning, despite all the effort, these challenges will keep coming. So one is not to get deterred by these. In fact, you have to continuously watch them. And between Anilji and myself, we have also put in place some practices that will help us out of these difficult situations. So I'm sure Anilji will be putting them into action. One of them is that this is Prabhu Ichha. You see, in Gita, God says, your right is to work, do your duty, not the results thereof. ये बड़ा famous है और oft quoted. So we work sincerely, honestly, dedicatedly. We can't work more than our capability. We can work keeping the God in mind. Thereafter, what happens is His will, and we have nothing to do with it. So we offer it to God and rest in peace. If we are not at peace, then, as Anilji said, he is seeing the asakti. He is seeing the asakti that the results are not in conformity with my expectations. So ongoingly, you have to keep on checking whether you are able to work by surrendering to the Lord or not. That's pure and simple कर्म योग. हाँ अनिल जी आप कह रहे हो?
इस चक्कर में मुझे जो कुछ और चीजें भी आज करनी थी वो मैंने नहीं की है, because my mind has been spinning there.
Yeah.
So कुछ चीजें जो और मुझे आज मैं कर सकता था वो डिले हो गई.
So that is a negative thing that asakti does. It saps your energy, and what you are supposed to be doing, you don't end up doing. So if you keep on reviewing these things every day, you become more alert. That is the purpose why we are having this satsang, right? So yeah.
हम लोग भी बिगनर्स ही हैं.
नहीं हम बिगनर्स हैं बिल्कुल, लेकिन giving some weight to what she is saying, I will humbly accept that कि despite the fact that we are on the path for some time, we are still floundering. So floundering is common, mind you. So by attending these sessions, we are only ensuring that we can watch ourselves floundering every day and गिर के खड़े होते जाएं.
And correct ourselves from
Absolutely.
time to time.
Absolutely. That is the idea. So, having known everything, the question is, when is the time to act? सब कुछ ज्ञान आ गया कि हमें करना है. करना कब है? That is the question. So, now in this next verse, Bhagavan Sankar has tried to address this question. So, I'll just read out. If you have the text, you can follow it, but don't read it because it creates an echo in these meets. So you can, since you are mute, you can chant it at your place.
Arunji, I haven't got the text. Next time now, what I'll do is in these sessions, I'll keep a printout.
हाँ, but I sent you the वो तो system पे तो है ना आपके पास?
हाँ जी, system पे है. अब मैं next कल के लिए मैं उसका printout लेके अपने पास रखूँ.
Done.
अभी we'll just hear you.
Okay, fine. So I am reading out. नलिनी दलगत जलमति तरलम तद्वज्जीवित मतिशय चपलम विद्धि व्याधभिमान ग्रस्तम लोक शोक हतम च समस्तम भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते संप्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहीं रक्षति डुक्कृण करने नहीं रक्षति डुक्कृण करने. So this Bhaj Govindam is verse 1 and it's a chorus. So one person chants and then everybody at the end of the verse they chant this. And that is a verse which says, Nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karne. At this root learning of the grammar rules will not save you in the end. That is the first verse. Now in this fourth verse, he says, Nalini dalgat jalmati tarlam. So Nalini is lotus. And dal is that petal of it. So he says, just as a drop of water from the pond where it is growing, just as that drop of water has an uncertain existence if it falls on the petal of a lotus plant. It may look very beautiful. You may like to click pictures, but its existence is precarious. Small wind, small movement, and in due course sunshine, it will take away the drop from there. Right? So now, with this example, he says, in the same way, tadvad, in the same way, Jivitam atisha chaplam, our life is also very, very unstable. Right? Vidhi vyadha abhimana grastam. And in this short, unstable life, know that we are enmeshed with diseases and more importantly with conceit. And what is this conceit? I am the body and there is nobody like me. And what I am doing, everybody should respect me for that, vagara vagara. Whole chain of likes, dislikes, hatred, jealousy, sorrows. And as a result, what happens is, lokam shoka hatam cha samastam. In this lok, in this world, it is riddled with sorrow. Shoka hatam. Shok is sorrow. Hatam is riddled with sorrow. Samastam. The whole world. So, now just connect. He is saying, like that drop of water, your life is so fragile. Isn't it a beautiful simile? And very powerful also. We know that we are very, very fragile. We are very, very delicate. Things may end any day, any time. And on top of that, we have our problems. We have our diseases. And biggest problem is the mental problem of conceit. If you are the Atma and you know it, would there be conceit? Would there be a problem? Why not?
Because you know all this is very temporary. I mean, it's like, it's just a make-believe world we create around.
So this make-believe world, this temporariness, you even know now without knowing the Atma. Don't you know this, that everything is temporary? Haven't you seen things coming and going?
But little difficult on a day-to-day basis to till you start telling yourself every day. I think you just get lost in the world and you don't realize that this is make-believe.
So I am saying, if you know you are the Atma, what will be the difference?
I don't know. I just feel that we take things for granted. Like we know, like even if you are aware of certain things, but you still want to live in an illusion. No, it's not going to happen around me. Like you're still in that cocoon where you feel no, it's not going to touch me. It's not going to So I think we have to deliberate. I mean, we have to make an effort, to come out of it and just to be ensured that you don't get. You don't lose yourself there,
Perfect. So this I am saying you are doing, knowing you are the body, mind, intellect. Right? And you are aware that we are living in a cocoon, this is a temporary world, it may disappear, it has been disappearing. We have seen people coming and going, everything you have experienced. Now I am saying, if suppose you know you are the Atma, how will this perspective change?
Then you'll just go with the flow. Everything you'll accept it's like God's doing. Then you say, I am Brahman. Like, when you are then I think it becomes very easy for you. If you know that you are Atman, it becomes very easy for you to go with the flow, irrespective of whatever is happening around you, whether according to your will or not will, something good, not good. You just accept them. I mean, I don't know, if you know your Atma, then it's easy to accept things gracefully.
So now I'm giving you a slight opening which you step into and stay with it till tomorrow and tell me what you saw. And the opening is when I'm saying, what if you know you are the Atma?
Okay.
If I am the Atma, then there is no other. Then you are not watching anything. Who's watching? You are the Atma. You see, Atma is all pervading, and that is the Paramatma only. Then there is nothing to watch, nothing to be bothered about. Are you getting this? I'm giving you opening.
Yeah.
Now you sit in this opening and tell me what opened up tomorrow.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
We have to, you mean to say, Arunji, that we keep this in mind, ki I'm the Atma, and I move the day with that thought. Because
Sometimes maybe you spend 10 minutes by yourself, all alone, and visualize if you are the Atma, then what? Because right now, you think you are the body, mind, intellect.
Yes.
And you know that everything is Nashwar. Then if supposing you are the Atma, how the perspective changes? That is my question.
Okay.
Right? So this is your homework. Anilji, anything you would like to add?
नहीं, I think this is the point कि अगर हमें सब में प्रभु दिखने लग जाएंगे तो फिर कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है. सब जो ये सीमिंगली जैसे मूवी चल रही है, तो मूवी में जो भी चल रहा है वो चल रहा है, रियल तो है नहीं, रियल तो स्क्रीन है. तो सिमिलरली दिस इज द सबस्ट्राटम और परमात्मा के ऊपर ये खेल चल रहा है. तो इसको जो हम बहुत सीरियसली अपने आप को या कुछ चीज़ों और इवेंट्स को ले लेते हैं, फिर वो नहीं लेंगे, बिकॉज सब कुछ वही है और कोई है ही नहीं.
Fine.
ये सब खेल चल रहा है, प्रभु की लीला जो हम लोग देख रहे हैं उसको हम सीरियसली ले लेते हैं तो परेशान हो जाते हैं.
You can keep this input also about प्रभु की लीला को लीला लें तो you're watching a play, और सीरियसली लें तो परेशानी ले रहे हैं. तो ये बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट लोडेड है. ये आप जब आप इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करेंगे, यू कैन टेक दी हेल्प ऑफ दिस लाइन ऑल्सो. चलिए, हमारा आज आधा घंटा हो गया है. We'll
और
meet
अनिल
again.
जी, आज आई थिंक बिल्कुल करेक्ट वर्स था आपके लिए, बिकॉज आप आज चिंतित थे, एंड आई थिंक दिस वाज राइट आंसर फॉर यू.
बिल्कुल
आपको बिल्कुल सही जवाब मिल गया.
जी बिल्कुल सही बात.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am saying the closing prayer.
Okay.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Thank you everyone.